At least, I hope you didn't kill anyone who wasn't fictional. Write what you know. It's a piece of advice you're going to get from day one. You're going to hear it your whole career. You should be writing what you know. Advice I got right in the beginning, and I've even heard it this year. Got to remember to write what you know, write what you know. And when I was first getting serious about writing, I thought to myself, well, nobody wants to know what I know. I don't live an interesting life, and I don't want to live an interesting life. I want all my excitement and drama between the pages of a book or between the opening and closing credits of a movie. Thank you very much. So I was told, write what you know. And I said, no, I don't want to write what I know. I want to write adventures, and I want to write this other stuff. And I was told, oh, no, that's not how that works. That comes later, which was wrong. And I realized that through the help of a couple great teachers. I lucked into a class, and it was very helpful. And interestingly enough, I then lucked into, or maybe lucked out of a class that where this person was trying very hard to discourage me from writing genre fiction. Many, many years ago, she said, how did she put it? You needed to write real fiction, and genre fiction wasn't real fiction. And I must admit, I do have a bit of a chip on my shoulder over this, and anyone knows me will, they like to tease me and give a little dig on that. So, write what you know means write the emotional truth of things. So what does that mean? Well, have you suffered heartache? Then your characters can suffer heartache. Have you been angry and enraged? Well, your characters can be angry and enraged. As an author, our greatest gift is empathy and connecting to the other, regardless of whether they're the same species or another species, the same sex or another sex, or no sex. We as authors get to live in many skins, in many worlds, in many moments, in many times. And this is our gift, not just for ourselves, but our gift to the reader, to transport them into these other places, moments, times, bodies, and realities. And that's something that we need to take care of. We need to give quality education and well-written stories, and we need to play story first. So when you write what you know, you need to write the truth, and it's going to hurt. Remember that saying, no tears in the writer, no tears in the reader. It hurts. One of the issues when you are writing what you know and you're doing a strongly emotional scene, emotionally charged scene, you'll often pull back. You'll often go from first person to third person. You'll gloss over things. You'll pull back into your descriptors, or your language will become very formalized. This is a way of protecting your inner self from the emotional hurt that you're putting into the page. But in order for the truth of the existence of these beings, for them to be truly human, we must murder our darlings. We must torture our darlings. We must put our darlings through the ringer and keep turning it until they're out the other end. And that is how we write livid, vivid, living fiction. That is how we bring the reader in. That's how we create tension. We want our readers to love our characters, to care for our characters as much as we do. And when our characters are bleeding, when their hearts are broken, we want to cry, and we want our readers to cry. And the empathy factor is huge. And yes, I know some people play it down right now. Some people are actually attacking it right now, the whole empathy thing. But you just ignore that. You need to write what brings your characters alive. You have to put the story first. When I started writing, and I was told, write what you know, I thought to myself, I don't know anything that would be of interest for anyone reading an adventure or a book. When they tell you, or when someone says to you, write what you know, the truth of what you know will come out in your writing. You may have heard it that way, phrased that way. They're talking about the emotional truth of being a person. the emotional truth of love lost, of sorrow, of happiness, of pain, of hopes, of dreams, of first loves, of first heartache, of the loss of a pet that you've had for years that has been your companion, the loss of a friend, the change of life when you graduate. There's that happiness and that sorrow because that stage of your life is over and you have to mourn it and let it go. At the same time, you're celebrating the birth of a new stage. And all this is part of the write what you know. Now, do I know any real dragons? No. Do I know any real murderers? I hope not. Do I know any real wizards? I wish. Do I know any real aliens? Again, I wish. No, I don't know anyone who has friends who are aliens, who can do magic, who can change forms. So, write what you know isn't about that, but it is about empathy, about bringing these characters alive, making them human and relatable. And making them human doesn't mean removing their otherness, but it does mean making them relatable. So when you're told to write what you know, it's to write the emotional truth of being alive and of being human. Wait, you say, story tyrant, I want to write aliens. Well, then you need to be careful, because sometimes the alien must be more alien than anything we can think of, and we cannot connect to said alien. We can't relate to them, and that's okay as long as you give us other characters to relate to. I'm talking the I as the reader and you as the writer. So when you're writing and you're trying to get something across, even a memoir, if you're sitting there and you're working on your memoir and you're like, this is really stressful, the reason is that it's an emotional truth that you're trying to express on the page. And we have two responses to such emotional truths. One is to draw away, and one is to overanalyze to death. So you overwrite it or you push it away. Write what you know. Take care. Stay safe. Oh, and make sure all your murders are of fictional characters only, please. Yes, only fictional characters, okay, my dears? And that's it. Write what you know. Do what works for you. From the edge of the page, till next time, stay safe, take care, and remember, story comes first. Thank you.